Hello everyone, this is CJNovo992 and today, yes, it's that time again for a brand new video. I mean, we sat all the way through June doing nothing but twiddling our thumb and being bored. Now we can barely get a breather without somebody else coming into the door, and by God, is that glorious. Now, there is going to be some sad transfer news over the next couple of days or anything like that, but before we get to that, let's actually stay happy, let's stay positive and welcome our newest signing and have a look to see what we've got. Now, I know it's very cheeky to start off today's video, but before we transition in to the main point, we are rapidly closing in on 55k now, troops. It's getting closer. The ultimate dream is nearly there. So if you are a regular viewer who hasn't hit that subscriber yet, like 57% who watch every video hasn't hit that subscribe button. If we can get that number transitioned down, if some of you can hit the button, we might just hit the ultimate dream. So if you like the channel and you want to help us out, make sure we subscribing. But aye, business out the way. Let's get into it. And starting off with the old player profile, Tillman is a 20-year-old centre attacking midfielder who is right-footed, who does stand just shy of 6'2". He's big, he's physical, he's Americano, and he joins us on loan from Bayern Munich. They aren't too bad. And neither is this young man either. Now, there is going to be some questions right away because you hear it, you're excited and everything like that. And if you look at our last couple signing videos, we've talked about the pace. I mean, Rabi, one of the quickest players there is in world football. Lawrence, who's good, very rapid in that as well. We've got players on our team who is fast. Is this another guy to tick that box? Nah. This guy doesn't possess a lot of speed or anything like that. He will be one of the slowest signings we've made in a while, but where he doesn't have pace or anything like that, he makes up with real quality on the football, the ability to bring a ball down, the ability to get the heads up, and he is a pass first type midfielder. He's not one of these guys who wants to do it all himself and score all the goals and get all the glory and everything. No, he is a real team oriented player, and I'm sure that's something that's been coached into him over the last 7 years he spent at Bayern Munich, and a lot of that has been around the first team, especially over the last couple of years where he's been training, and even in the games he hasn't been playing for Bayern Munich, he's been on the bench, he's been with the first team, so he's picked up a lot of very good habits, and it's turned him into a very accomplished footballer despite only being just 20 years old. I mean, I guess we could use the phrase an eye for a pass and we could put him in the old category from midfielders, from goal scorers, attackers, blah blah blah. I'd put him in the pass first mindset, which is something obviously every team needs. They need that guy who's willing to get the ball and try to be the difference maker. Not just happy with going side to side all the time. Someone who take the initiative to turn round, face the defence and try to slip someone in behind and unlock those doors. That's what the laddie's shown in his young career already, and I think when you look at this laddie and see how he plays and how he lines up and how he's been used, especially at Bayern Munich, you can really understand why he's coming on to Rangers and why a manager like Giovanni Van Bronckhorst wants him in the team, because he likes to line with his back to goal facing the ball, and just before the ball comes to him, he's scouted what's around him, so when he gets the ball, he moves it on very quickly. And if you look at not only Gio's time at Rangers, but even his short ill-fated time in China, and then even his wonderful work over with Feyenoord, every single time he's had a player like that. And you saw it last season even with us, he's tried a couple of people in that position just to float around behind the striker with their back to go and just nip the ball about and everything like that. Well, this guy definitely does that, and that's what he's been doing, not only for Bayern Munich and the first team or anything like that, but during his youth and all the way through reserve football. That is how he has trained to play, with his back to goal, bringing others in. So aye, it's a no-brainer when you know how Gio wants to play. And to wrap up, the last thing that we do need to say, by the way, a wee quick comparison to another player who's formerly left the football club, because we mentioned earlier on he's not blessed with blistering speed or rapid or anything like that, but that doesn't mean he's gone about there towing a caravan, lads. So relax, take a breather. He's still not bad with the football, but it's just not what he brings to the game. That's not his asset. But when it does break down, or if he is the one that's leading the line, and if he's on his own and anything like that, he's already shown that he is willing to get beyond people. And again, it's no with blistering pace, it's just with his movement, his cleverness and his physicality. He's a bit like Joe Aribo in that sense. You know how Aribo used to just get beyond people and he was all like arms and legs and nobody could actually get near the football to tackle him? Well, he's got that in his game as well, but where he's maybe not got the lankiness, he's got the raw physicality where players just seem to bounce off the lad, and again, that's a very good attribute to have. And the more you think about this player and back to go, bringing others into play, an eye for a pass, willing to try and break the thing down, and he's got the physical aspect as well. It almost ticks every box you're looking for when you want someone to come into this league and in to this team. And that's all you can really hope for whenever you get a loan signing, is that he's going to tick a variation of boxes that you want in your team, because that's again what he does. I'm not sitting here saying he's a 10 out of 10 world beater or anything like that. We'll never know how players are when they come to the league. We've had successful players previously come to this league and flop. We've had players struggling who's came here and been sensational, but again, he's got the pedigree and he's got everything it takes to be a success in this league, and here's hoping the big man is. Now, I know from what I'm talking about and what I'm about to talk about, because again, I know yous just like yous know me here on the channel. We've spent a lot of years talking fit, but I know there's going to be a lot of people a bit upset that we've brought in another 20-year-old without giving someone maybe from our youth academy a chance, or promoting someone else up in to the firing line and everything like that. And I will discuss that in a couple of minutes where I think it naturally fits into the video. So if you are thinking that, hold off on a second for your comment. We will discuss it in today's video in just a moment. But first, before we get there, let's paint more of the picture then, shall we? Because we need to speak about the numbers and stats. And it will only take long, as the big man has just really had his breakthrough season in terms of first team football for Bayern Munich last season, as he went ahead and played 7 professional matches all season long. Again, that's with the first team and everything like that. We'll discuss the others in just a second. But in those 7 professional matches for Bayern Munich, he played 4 in the Bundesliga. He played 2 in the Champions League with substitute appearances, and he also went ahead and played in a domestic cup competition for Bayern Munich, in which the big man also put the ball in the back of net with that. So that means he played 7 times for the first team and grabbed a cheeky goal. That right there isn't too shabby, especially again when you remember he does play for Bayern Munich. That's a hard team to actually break into. So the fact that he's went ahead and made 7 appearances for the first team, including 2 in the Champions League, says the man's got something about him when he's swimming with those sharks. But taking a step back away from the top flight stuff, again, I didn't normally like to do this, but when you bring in a lad that's 20-year-old, you sort of need to explain it, because there will be people asking, did he just sit there and play 7 games in total last season? No, he also was very busy regarding reserve league, football and all that stuff, as you'd expect, because in the reserve league for Bayern Munich, he played 15 times in all competitions, scoring 4 goals, grabbing 4 assists, and picking up 4 yellow cards. Consistency at any level is a good thing to have. But moving away from this season, as I said, that was the first real season where he started to break in and play some first team football for Bayern Munich, because he's just became too good at the reserve league. He's in that position where he's too good for reserve league and youth football, but he's not quite ready to swim at the highest elitist level there is in world football, that is Bayern Munich. So he's sort of in between that, so it's a very good move, I think, to get him some football. And again, if there is that option to buy in the deal, what an opportunity that is. It could be, for the football club. So it's right to move him on now. But if you're looking at his entire footballing career at the age of 20 years old, again, he's only played the professional matches we've discussed last season. But if you include all the numbers and all the stats, he's played 109 games in total throughout his career at every single level, in which the big man has picked up 40 goals and picked up 25 assists. Again, sort of explaining that he is too good for that level now, you know what I mean? When you look at a lot of those numbers and everything like that, in those games, you see him, he's getting man of the match here, man of the match here, man of the match here. If you scroll down, you actually check the games he's playing, and tick, 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 tick. So he's reached that point where he needs first team football. He's got a wee taste of it at the highest level in Bayern Munich. Now he wants a little bit more, so he comes to Rangers hungry, looking to prove a point. And that there is a very, very exciting thing to have. And that sort of leads me to the discussion about Rangers Youth Academy and why we're bringing in other boys, etc, etc. So I want to just give you my opinion on it, because I do agree it has annoyed me in the past when we bring in players and we don't give this guy a chance or this guy a chance. I think Alex Lowry's definitely going to be a mainstay in the Rangers team this year, so no one should be worrying about that. But where I do think it's different bringing in, like, say, a Tillman into the football team, is this is a guy, again, who's got the pedigree of not only playing the 7 games with Bayern Munich, but this is a lad who's been training with the first team now for numerous years. Can you just imagine the experience and the knowledge and all the stuff he's picked up, the level? I mean, that's higher than signing someone from League 2 or League 3, in my opinion. You know what I mean? Just the standard in which that lad has been working at day in and day out. And not only that is, I think when you look on paper, and again, he's just big, he's physical, again, he's not the quickest or anything like that, but people just bounce off him. He's strong, he can put his head in places, he can get stuck in defensive, so he's got everything you could sort of want for a player. He's ready to play, he's not like a lad who's still growing or anything like that, needs to add on muscle and everything like that. No, when you see him, you'll go, oh aye, he can play some football, and that's what he's bringing people. So that's where I sit with Tillman. I think he's just got too many attributes you can't overlook. And with this deal bringing him into the football club for what we have done, you honestly can't complain. So that's my opinion. Agreed, it is frustrating when we overlook our youth players and bring in other people from elsewhere. But when you've got someone like this and who has the potential like this, you've got to do it, especially when he's physically ready to go right now into your league. And you know, that there almost gives us a perfect transition. Almost, it's nearly there as we get to the last talking point in today's video, which is obviously going to be the competition for places. Where does he play? Where can he play? Where will he fit in to the team? Well, it's pretty easy to discuss, ladies and gentlemen, because like the last couple signings, if you're starting to pay attention about what we're bringing in to this football club, we are trying to bring in players that can play in multitudes of areas, because this laddie again is versatile. And I think when you look at what Gio's brought in so far, and you can look into Rangers, you can see a team that is able to exchange and be unpredictable, because I think we spent a lot of season being predictable. You know how Rangers play, you know how we set up, blah 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 blah. Well, now we're bringing on all these players that can play right across the attacking line, because just like a Lawrence, just like a Rabi, just like a Ryan Kent who's already here, of course, you've got this young man who can play centre attacking mid. He can even lead the line, troops. He's done it many times in his young career. He can play on either flank, and again, you might be saying, but he's not quick, how can he play in the flank? Which is fair, but again, he spent a lot of that time being inverted. He's kind of like a modern day winger, if you want. It's not really getting chalk on the boots, running wide, beating someone. It's cutting inside, having the eye in the play, a wide playmaker or that, if you want. But again, he can line up and go out in the wide areas because of the talent with the ball at his feet. So aye, this is a laddie who could fill in multitudes of areas, and I think he will play a lot next season and have his impact in the team. I don't see this being a loan where you see him once and you didn't see him for 6 weeks. He can add into the team right away, and I am just hoping that the big man can come ahead here and be a success. We've not had the best with the last couple of loans, but again, he has got everything on paper. Hopefully that transitions right in to the frickin' part. But that's it, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. That has been the latest preview. That has been the latest signing. Hopefully you know just a little bit more about our next signing, so you can go down in the comment section below and let me know what you're thinking. Do you like it? Do you not? Do you hate it? Do you think it's great? Let me know down in the comment section below and show me your reaction to our newest signing, Mr. Tillman. But until next time, troops, I need to get going, troops. It's my birthday today, so thank you, Rangers, for delivering a beautiful present. I'll be seeing you very, very soon. And again, the next video might not be as happy, but aye, I'll see you then. Take care of yourselves, everyone. All the best, and bye-bye.